Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to this special live Star Wars CCG Saturday event. As always, I'm Dan Tartaglione, also known as DTAR Tag 1. Today we have the Grievous's Gambit event. This was one of the PCXL deck box special events that Jared and the marketing team, the advocates, were all putting on together. Is one of those special ways out to give out some of the PCXL deck boxes that were only available to anybody who donated during the 2023 donation period. So Jared did say that there was going to be some special ways to earn some of these deck boxes, and this was one of the ways. So today was the Grievous's Gambit. We had 2 players emerge out of a field of 22, and they both went undefeated. First, we had wcullen. For those who remember, Wayne was actually on Holo Theater this past Thursday, and we talked about how he did at the Coruscant Regionals last year. Well, we just saw him go undefeated in this event. He went. I know he played WAP for light side. I don't know what he played for dark side. Thank you. He played. I don't know what he played for dark side. Chris, on the other hand, played carbonate chamber testing for his dark side. I don't know what he played for light side. So definitely was a fun event. A lot of people, like I said, we had 22 different players playing in all sorts of different decks. Okay, Revenge of the Sith-Dooku. That makes kind of sense, maybe. But I know he played WAP. Revenge of the Sith-Dooku does sound familiar because I think he played against Robbie in the last round. But I am waiting on. I'll wait to let me know when everybody. But looks like we have both players still in the chat. So let's get this game rolling. See, just let them know that we are live on streaming. Wayne is actually going to start with his dark side. Oh, wait. Let's see. Wayne looks like he is going to start with dark side. So let me go ahead and change that really quick. I thought he said he was going to be playing light side. Just letting everybody know that we are streaming this live. Okay, still waiting on Chris Gogolen. Chris Gogolen, paging Chris Gogolen. So we do have our final confrontation is set, and we'll see what happens. Wayne went, like I said, he went 4-0 in the event. Chris went 4-0 as well. I do know that Chris beat Jared Napolitano in the 4th round to get into to make it to the final confrontation. Jared was playing a Watch Your Step with Saitor Calfast. Kind of an interesting little deck. I did see a lot of other interesting decks, including saw some 0 Hour. Few players decided that they wanted to play the Skywalker Saga. Okay, it looks like we're going to give away a box of Death Star 2 on Gemp. That's a neat one. Jared's like, you know what? Let's give away some cool prizes today. So we got 0 Hour for Chris Gogolen. That's actually makes sense. Versus the Revenge of Sith-Dooku. So Tom was correct. Wayne on Revenge of the Sith-Dooku. I do remember seeing Chris play 0 Hour, so this is going to be an interesting one. One that I feel like it could go either way. It really just depends on the number of tricks that Chris has. Okay, Wayne going with Evil is Everywhere, Tragedy of Plagueis, and Security Precautions V. Chris going with your standard 0 Hour start of Walkling Insurrection and Phoenix Squadron Operations. So we'll do the giveaway at about the halfway point. So, Wayne plays an Imperial Commando, gets himself General Grievous, the star of this event. Chris goes and plays This Is My... So he's going to pull This Is My Ship. That will allow him to download Hera and the Ghost, either from his hand or from the reserve deck. Give big thank you to everybody who participated. Big thank you to Jared for putting this together. And a huge thank you to Chris Schoenthal for getting up at 5 a.m. to run this. Man definitely deserved a nap. So just to round out our top 8, it was Wayne and Chris as number 1 and 2. Number 2 as are both undefeated. Connor Britton was 3rd. Robbie Hendon came in 4th. Brett Bailey was 5th. Tom Struther placed 6th. Brad Reinhold was 7th. And Bill Kafer was our 8th place finisher. Jared Napolitano was our 9th individual. Standings are up on the forums if you want to go ahead and check those out. I did happen to play in the event. I ended up going 1 and 3. Not my best showing, but I did have to play Robbie and Chris Kelly. And I played against Bill Kafer. So I played against 2 players in the top 8. But we'll see what happens at our final. Definitely going to be, like I said, going to be an interesting final. So saw that Wayne drew up to 14 cards. He did get out the Blockade Flagship Bridge, and he'll pass turn over to Chris. So I think Wayne is waiting for Chris to come down with some of those Phoenix Squadron characters. That way he can come down with his Dark Jedi. Lord Sidious is really good in this deck, and then I don't know if he's playing Count Dooku or Darth Tyrannus. Probably Dooku, just because you can get Force Lightning, which should be a really strong card in this matchup. Chris goes out and gets Lothal Tarkin Town. Interesting enough, we saw in the game earlier today, I did see that Grand Moff Tarkin inhabited Tarkin Town against a rebel Zeb Oriolis, or I forget how you say Zeb's last name. So that was a nice little thing that we saw earlier today. Chris goes out and gets Hojix, and that's all he's going to do after he gets out the Hoth Docking Bay and Lothal Tarkin Town. So both players are starting out a little on the safe side. As we start into Wayne's next turn, there he goes with Lord Sidious going down for 8 force. That's quite a lot. There's Sidious's lightsaber. So we have a fully immune Lord Sidious with a Lord Sidious's lightsaber. There's coarse and rough and irritating. as we see him put Sniper and Dark Stripe and a Dooku's lightsaber onto the effect. Definitely does not want to see Dooku's lightsaber on there. Sniper and Dark Stripe maybe once Gogolen or Chris flips here. Chris does save 3 force in his force pile. He's going to have 15 on his next turn. And Wayne will simply just draw a few cards and pass over to Chris. And as we go into Chris's turn, I do have another announcement for everybody. We have the finals of the 2023 Retro Premiere to Special Edition event. Those will be occurring on Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We'll see Joe versus Timo in the finals. So make sure you guys tune into the Twitch account and follow along on to the finals. See who will win the coveted uncut sheet, as well as the title of the 2023 Retro winner. Chris pulls out his Lothal capital city. And we know that he has a That's My Ship in his hand. So we'll see if he's going to go ahead and get out the Ghost as well as Hera. And there is his other site, Ezra's Roost. There's This Is My Rebellion. That's going to allow him to look at the top 4 cards of his deck and take 1 into hand. Wayne will grab this card. Now, I don't know if that's the card you want to grab in this matchup. 0 Hour does play a lot of stuff like Dodge, Narrow Escape, Rebel Barrier, but we'll see if that comes back to haunt Wayne at all. Chris does have Do or Do Not on the table, so even if Wayne attempts to sense any of the interrupts that Chris plays, he'll lose 2 force. Let's see what Chris is going to do. Now, you can't play Menace Fades and Projection of Skywalker in this 0 Hour deck. So, unless Chris is able to satisfy Ultimatum, he's going to take 4 force to a drain on Wayne's next turn. Wayne playing with one of the AIs. The Lord Sidious AI, and here we go. Blue 11 going down to the Jedi Temple in front of Lord Sidious. I think he's going to want to come down with more than just the little vehicle here. Now, it does have immunity to attrition of less than 5, but does not have a pilot. There's a pilot, Admiral Radis, going down. Greg probably rooting for Wayne in this matchup. We just had Wayne and Greg Zinn on Holo Theater to discuss the new Clone Wars objective that should be coming out. I believe it's coming out on Monday. So if you got off, if you're celebrating the federal holiday that is Monday, just why not hop on Gambit and play some new Star Wars cards. Ray joins the team on the Blue 11. So Chris drops down 3 characters onto the Blue 11. Looks like we have Ray as the pilot with both Radis and Cassian Andor as passengers. Chris does utilize Ray's game text, pulls a card out of his use pile, and will initiate a fight against Lord Sidious. Chris plays Ascension Guns to look at the top 2 cards of his deck, and he'll take 1 into hand, put the other one on top, so he knows what Battle Destiny he's getting here. And his total Battle Destiny will be +1 as Ray is in the fight. No lightsaber for Wayne, as all the characters are aboard the enclosed Blue 11. And Wayne cannot use Lord Sidious's game text because everybody is in the enclosed Blue 11. However, Wayne will play I Have You Now V, so that way he can add a Battle Destiny. So now he's getting 2 Battle Destiny here. Chris does not have a character in the Lost Pile, so no using Cassian to put a character out of play and cancel Battle Destiny. Wayne, again, hoping to draw higher than a 5 here. Lord Sidious is completely immune, so I think Wayne is going to probably, if he loses the fight, we'll see him peel cards. But right now, with getting 2 Destiny, things are looking all good for Mr. Wayne Cullen. Radis is going to attempt to take a card out of the reserve deck for Chris. However, he will miss, and Wayne will get a free verify. Wayne also taking a card out of his reserve deck. However, he does hit with Newt Gunray V. Chris draws a 4. It's going to become a 5 with Ray. Bringing his total up to 12. Wayne draws a 2. Not the best start for Wayne. And draws a 5. That's also going to bring him up to 12 and will crack the immunity of the Blue 11. Now Chris has to lose either multiple characters or Ray here. And he will lose the Ray. Wayne not losing anything, and I'm betting we're going to see this Blue 11 run away. So things did not go the way that Chris wanted them to in that fight. Okay, Cassian becomes the pilot of the Blue 11. Chris still in his move phase here, thinking about if he just wants to keep the Blue 11 there or let it run away. And he's going to keep it there, so that's going to block that drain of 4. So we do know that Wayne has a Newt Gunray in his hand. And with Ray out of play, we could see Cassian put, or with Ray in the Lost Pile, we could see Cassian put her out of play to cancel Battle Destiny. And there he is. Newt Gunray joins the fun for 3 force. Wayne still has 16 left in his force pile. Nice Sister comes down. That is not going to be good because now Chris doesn't even get a Battle Destiny. Well, he will get a Battle Destiny, but it will be reduced down to 0. And there's a P59. Things are getting worse for Chris Gogolen. Now he could use the Cassian Andor to cancel the weapon Destiny, or he could put Ray out of play, canceling the one of the Battle Destinies. P59 takes a shot and misses the Blue 11. Draws Dr. Evazan and Ponda Baba for a weapon destiny of 3, missing it by 1. If he would have drew a 4 or higher, the Blue 11 would have been hit. No actions yet from Chris. Wayne adding a Battle Destiny with Newt Gunray. It's all going to come down to whether or not Chris wants to put Ray out of play. here or not. Wayne draws a 1 for his first Battle Destiny. Draws a 4 for his second one, so that will crack the immunity. And Cassian will put Rey out of play. Wayne has a total of 18 right now. Chris, not drawing Destiny, only has 4 power. He'll be down by 14 at the end of this battle. Let's see, 4, 5 is 9. I believe he's going to have to lose everything. And he does lose Kanan Jarrus off the top of the use pile to 1 damage. He still has to lose 13 more. He pitches a "This is my ship" Theranet. There goes Captain Cassian Andor as he activates one, and there goes Admiral Raddus. So he's going to keep the vehicle around. I don't know if you can stare down those 4 characters on the table right now if you're Chris here. But Chris peeling a few cards to the fight, keeping the blue 11 around, and Wayne draws upping his hand to 14, and passes turn over to Chris. Again, both players will walk away from this final confrontation with a PCXL deck box with General Grievous on it. However, the winner of this will receive the Luke Skywalker, The Last Jedi AI. Yeah, and thank you, Bill. Yeah, Bill in the chat points out that all Chris has to do is spread on the ground and probably up in space as well, and then he can pull Ultimatum, and then it's only a drain of 2 there. So we know that he lost 1 Cassian Andor already, or I'm sorry, Kanan Jarrus. There's the Ghost with Captain Harrison Dula coming down for 6 Force to Lothal. Chris should feel safe here, as we saw Wayne draw the invisible hand a couple turns ago. Kanan Jarrus going down to Ezra's Roost. That will allow him to pull a card off the top of his use pile. And looks like he's going to download a character or a location with the Phoenix Squadron operations. Probably wants to hit either Zeb or Chopper here, or even Sabine. Well, actually, no, I don't think you can pull Sabine. Yeah, you cannot pull Sabine, but you can pull... Okay, so it looks like he said he clicked on the wrong character, as he wanted to get Wedge Antilles. So it looks like he wanted to get either Chopper or Zeb. And Chris will go for the revert. Wayne allows it. And we will move on. Chris again utilizing the effect. Pulling Zeb. And he will flip. And he will also get a card off the top of his use pile. Chris pulls Battle Plan. Probably going to expect to see him pull Ultimatum. There's the Ultimatum, as Bill pointed out in the chat. Chris will not initiate a battle this turn, and the below 11 should just fly away. Wayne is going to utilize "We must accelerate our plans." Looking for an effect here. Interesting. And he's going to pull No Escape. I think this tells me that he's got a Count Dooku or a Darth Tyrannus somewhere in his hand. And we might see him come down against either Kanan or Zeb. Chris flies all the way over to the capital city, keeping Zeb on the blue 11. Goes to his draw phase, looking at what he has in his force pile with Kanan. Again, Wayne's going to get 16 force to work with this turn. So it really comes down to, is he going to drain for 2? Or is he going to try and come down and clear off some of those characters, either on the ground or up in space? Chris draws 1 card and passes turn. Oh, so he was not able to look at the force pile. He looked at his use pile. I'm sorry. Wayne activates. Life Force count. It's currently 26 in Life Force for Chris with 10 in hand. Wayne has 29 and 14 in hand. So still a pretty early game. Again, this is game 1 of our final confrontation in the Grievous Gambit between Chris Gogolen and Wayne Cullen. Count Dooku comes down in front of Kanan Jarrus. Chris with the Rebel Barrier. Dooku cannot fight, cannot run away. Wayne had to expect that this game. Again, another reason why you might not have wanted to grab. This is our Rebellion. Maybe grab Barrier instead. Like I said, there's a no escape from Wayne. He'll get back. I have you now, V. See what else Wayne is going to do about Kanan, the blue 11, and the Ghost. Going to attempt to pull a hallway or an episode 1 lightsaber. We know that Count Dooku's lightsaber is currently on the sand effect. Definitely not a card that... Definitely not where Wayne wants it to be. And there's Grand Admiral Thrawn V going down in front of Zeb Orioles. Savage Apprentice comes down. It's a lot of power against that little blue 11. Now, are they going to stick around or are they going to fight here? Wayne goes into his battle phase and will initiate. Grand Admiral Thrawn and Savage Apprentice against Blue 11 with Zeb on it. Wayne plays Imperial Command to add a destiny. Chris will grab it. Wayne hoping to get those characters off, that character off the Blue 11 here. Chris should be able to subtract 3 or add 3 to any of these battle destinies with his objective. Wayne taking his time, thinking about his next action before he goes into drawing up his destiny. No, he's going to draw destiny. He draws U3PO for a 3. Chris not going to reduce yet. Draws a 2. Chris could reduce here and keep Zeb and the Blue 11 around. Looks like that is what Chris is thinking about here. Deciding on... Nope. He's going to let the 5 destiny stick. Looks like he's going to add 3 to whatever he draws. He draws a 4. And he'll add 3. It becomes a 7. It's going to... However, Wayne has close call. He's going to cancel the 4. And Chris ends up drawing a 2. Huge play from Wayne. Now Chris is down by 10 in power. So he's going to have to take 10 damage here. He can lose Zeb. Zeb gets a +2 because of insurrection. Grand Admiral Thrawn goes to the lost pile for Wayne. Chris loses a few cards from his hand, including Hera and Rogue One. He also loses an escape pod, and there goes Zeb to the lost pile. The blue 11 sticks around again. Chris will put the Walkling out of play. That's going to grab him Zeb back into the deck. So we do know that he could get Zeb back onto the table next turn. Wayne thinking about what he wants to do here. Now he can't move Count Dooku. Savage could go over to Dooku's site. But first things first, he's going to move Lord Sidious, and that's going to flip Chris back. Right now, Wayne occupies or controls more Lothal locations. Savage Apprentice moves over as well. So Chris is going to be able to drain Wayne for 3 next turn. And Wayne draws 1 card. It looks, nope, he does not draw any. Saves 1 and will pass turn over to Chris. Chris activates 15. And he does drain for 2 at the capital city. There goes a blockade flagship hallway from Wayne's hand, as well as Rise of the Sith. See him drain for 1 at Lothal. And they're still coming through off the top of the reserve deck. Again, that's a pretty good card in this matchup. However, it's not helping Wayne over there in the lost pile. Chris uses his Phoenix Squadron operations effect to get Wedge, Zeb, Chopper, an A-Wing, or one of those locations. He's probably going to get Zeb here. Thinking about what he wants to do. Chris still thinking about what character he wants to take from his reserve deck. Or is he going to go with a location? Or an A-Wing? We do know that Zeb is in the reserve deck, as he retrieved him last turn. And there's Zeb going down in front of Newt Gunray, the Ninth Sister, and P-59. So it looks like Chris is going to possibly going to go for the flip back here. Yep, Sabine Wren goes down in front of Lord Sidious, flipping Chris back. And Obi-Wan with lightsaber goes down in front of Count Dooku and Savage Apprentice. And we have another fight. Kanan Jarrus and Obi-Wan versus Count Dooku and Savage Apprentice. Dooku utilizes his game text to pull out a force push. Obi-Wan takes a swing at Apprentice. Draws a 5. That's going to hit the Sith. And draws a 4. Let's see what Wayne's going to do here. He's got options. We know that he has an I Have You Now V in his hand. He's going to take a card off of the sand effect. He takes Count Dooku's lightsaber. Dooku is immune to attrition less than 8 as a Jedi is there. Chris draws a 2 for Battle Destiny, so he's going to lose this fight. Now, he does get rid of a press, but he's going to lose one of those 2 characters here. Chris thinking about what he wants to do. Maybe he's got a Jedi Levitation to take the Ezra into hand. He cannot cancel and cause a redraw as... No, he's going to attempt to add 4 to it. But with the card taken off the sand effect, that's not going to allow it to go through. So it is still just a 2. Wayne draws a 5 for Destiny. So it's going to be 20-13 in favor of Wayne. Chris with a big decision here on whether or not he wants to lose Obi-Wan or Kanan Jarrus. Both would cover the battle damage. Wayne only losing Savage Apprentice. So he'll lose an Ezra Phoenix Squadron. Ezra, hero of the Phoenix Squadron, and then Kanan Jarrus, Jedi Knight. Obi-Wan will stick around with Count Dooku. And he has to lose another one to the ping of the Revenge of the Sith epic event. Wayne attempts to use Force Lightning to fry Sabine. Chris has Free Ride and Endor Celebration V to cancel it. Wayne plays Sense and Uncertain is the Future to cancel the Free Ride combo. He draws a 5. That will cancel it. However, he's going to have to lose 2 here. He'll lose Mara Jade with Lightsaber, and always 2 there are. The Free Ride combo goes to the lost pile. And Sabine is fried. As Wayne draws U-3PO for Destiny. No, I'm sorry, it does not affect the ability. It affects the defense value. He draws a 3. Her defense value is 5. Sabine survives. Chris moves Zeb over with Sabine. And Blue 11 flies over as well. both looks like Zeb hops onto the blue 11 as the pilot, Sabine as the passenger. Chris with 1 force saved in his force pile. Will he draw it? He does not. He saves 1 and will pass turn over to Wayne. Wayne still up by life force, 25 to 23. He's also got a hand size of 8 to Chris's 5. So interesting little sequence of events there. We saw that Chris came down with multiple characters, initiated a fight with Obi-Wan and Kanan Jarrus against Savage Press and Count Dooku. Only Dooku and Obi-Wan are left. And then after the fight, Wayne attempted to fry Sabine Wren with the Force Lightning. He did. It would have been canceled with the free ride combo. However, he had the sense to cancel the free ride combo, and he still missed on the Force Lightning. Wayne goes into his control phase, and he'll drain for 2 at the Jedi Temple. Chris loses I think I can handle myself and Rebel Leadership V. We know that he has both Count Dooku's lightsaber and I Have You Now V in his hand. There's Dooku's lightsaber onto Count Dooku. He's going to check his destiny with the capital city, attempting to deploy Thrawn. We already seen him do that once this game. Chris in the chat saying that all the cards in Wayne's deck, in his reserve deck, are all red with the exception of a U-3PO. Wayne still in his deploy phase. Thinking about what he wants to do here. He's got 7 cards in his hand to work with. As we only saw him deploy, he only drained, deployed the lightsaber, and attempted to pull a Thrawn, missing on it as Thrawn is in the lost pile. General Grievous goes down to the capital city, flipping Chris back. That is a big play by Wayne. Now, Chris cannot modify any weapon destiny or any battle destiny here if Wayne was to fight. Wayne moves into his battle phase and will initiate with Lord Sidious against the Blue 11 with Sabine and Zeb on it. Draws a 4 for Battle Destiny, so bringing his power up to 11. Chris plays there, tracking us to subtract 1. And Chris rolls a 3. So he'll be down by 2 after the dust settles. There goes Leia Resistance Transport and an Antilles maneuver to the lost pile for Chris as he keeps the Blue 11 with both Zeb and Sabine on it. He'll move Newt Gunray over. Moving Dooku over with Grievous. As we know that Chris will not... He'll be only draining for 2 next turn. And Wayne's going to draw some cards and then end his turn. Both players are sitting under 30 minutes, with Wayne at 26, Chris at 22. Again, after the first game, we'll be doing a giveaway. Jared is going to be giving away a box of Death Star 2 on Gambit to whoever can win this. And oh, there's only one game. It's a one-game playoff. Okay. I thought there was 2, so this is a winner-take-all. Okay. I apologize. Thank you, Jared. Chris initiates a drain. Wayne will lose. We must accelerate our plans. From his hand. And then he'll lose Asajj Ventress with lightsaber. So, after Chris's next turn, we'll do the giveaway. Actually, you know what? I'll do the giveaway. Yeah, we'll do it after Chris's next turn. Leia, Rebel Princess, comes down with Obi-Wan. A strong card here, as it can cancel a lot of the drains that Wayne can do. Chris checking out his destiny, as he's got 4 cards left in his reserve deck here. If there's only one game, I can see why Wayne was decided not to play WAP versus CCT. That's an extremely hard matchup for WAP. The blue 11 moves over in front of Dooku and General Grievous. Wayne plays a Dark Time for the Rebellion, cycling it back. And Chris will draw some cards up. So, in the meantime, let's go ahead and do this giveaway. Our challenge question for the box of Death Star 2, and this will be given out to the first person who can successfully name all of the General Grievous's, the foil and the AI slips. So what I'm asking for is where you can get them, and so how you could get them. There's, I believe that's the question. Jared posted this to me. So whoever can tell me where you get the General Grievous AIs and the foils will win this box of Death Star 2 on Gambit. Oh, well, I'm saying, okay. Okay, so just name all the General Grievous foil and AI slips. And there are 5 of them. As Wayne will drain at Tarkin Town for 2. make it a 3, but it is only going to be 2 with Ultimatum. Chris deciding if he's going to use Leia to cancel the drain. This is all after Wayne used Force Push to get a card out of his Force pile. Grievous, Foil Grievous, AI Grievous, Foil AI Grievous, and Japanese Foil AI Grievous. Jared, you could be the judge on this. Okay, hold on. Foil AI, yep, Japanese foil. There comes Invisible Hand. With Admiral Trench coming down. Japanese foil, check. Foil AI, check. Foil Grievous. AI Grievous. You are very close, Ed. So, Admiral Trench on the Invisible Hand going down in front of the Ghost. Wayne will initiate. He's getting 2 Destiny here. But and Chris is going to react with Tycho in the Green Squadron 3. That's no longer yeah, actually. Wayne draws a 5 for his first Destiny. Draws a 5 for the second one. Chris draws a 3. Chris down by 10 into attrition and 5 in battle damage. The battle damage is not going to matter here. However, the attrition will. I was just going to say that, Jared. Yeah. Edward did a lot of the work, and then E-Scraper just came in and got it. So congrats to both of you guys for getting it. Jared actually thought it was going to be a hard challenge. So there goes Hera to the lost pile. Still has 4 to give up here. And he'll lose the Ghost. Wayne plays Secret Plans. Shuttles Newt Gunray up to the Invisible Hand. And we'll draw some cards. Chris drains Wayne for 1. He'll lose. We must accelerate our hand. Or we must accelerate our plans from hand. There goes Jyn Erso down in front of Lord Sidious to block that drain. Chewie, Han Chewie and the Falcon comes down in front of the Visible Hand. Wedge Antilles as backup. He's going to forfeit for 8. Chris has no force saved, so the Blue 11 is going to be stuck in front of Count Dooku and General Grievous. However, Wayne still is going to be able to drain for 2 at the Jedi Temple as Chris still occupies for Ultimatum. We move on over to Wayne's next turn. We're on turn 7 here of our 1-game finals between Wayne and Chris. There's a Sniper Dark Strike on Jyn Erso. Wayne draws a 5. That's going to get rid of Jyn. And another 5. Jyn is going to be hit and is going to be sent to the loss pile. However, with Leia still there and having not utilized her game text, Chris can still cancel 2 of the drains. Well, he can only cancel 1 drain, as you cannot cancel a drain where Lord Sidious is per the Revenge of the Sith. Chris will lose any time, and they're tracking us both from deck. There's Kylo Ren going down to the Deep Palace Generator Core. Wayne just trying to put as much damage as he can. And he'll draw some more cards. He does not, so he doesn't drain with the Ninth Sister and P-59. He only drains with Lord Sidious. Now he's cycling cards back onto the top of his reserve deck. Wayne with 15 cards in Life Force, 8 in hand. Chris, 11 in Life Force, 4 in hand. Wayne loses Count Dooku to the drain at Ezra's Roost. Chris saving 1 card. And Ahsoka Tano goes in front of Kylo Ren. Believe that Wayne has a 5 on top of his deck. As he plays You Are Beaten, targeting Ahsoka Tano. Torn Far goes on to Han Chewie and the Falcon V. And Chris probably not wanting to fight this turn, especially up in space. He would only draw Destiny to power. However, Wayne would be getting 4 Destiny up in, or 3 Destiny up in space, as he moves Obi-Wan in front of Lord Sidious. Chris draws a card, brings his total up to 3 in hand, and will pass turn. Go into Wayne's next turn. He's got 6 cards in hand. Thinking about what he wants to do this turn. He's still in his activate phase. Wayne having a lot of options on what he wants to do. Chris still on the 0 side of his objective. Wayne activates. Saving 5 in his life in his reserve deck. Goes to his control phase. And he initiates against, with Lord Sidious, against Obi-Wan Kenobi. Chris, with a blaster reflection, blocks Sidious's lightsaber. Obi-Wan takes a swing at Lord Sidious. Wayne with the force field. Both characters avoiding each other's lightsaber swing. Wayne draws a 1 for Battle Destiny. It does become a 3 with the objective, bringing his total up to 8. Chris also draws a 3. However, Obi-Wan with lightsaber does not have any immunity. Lord Sidious does, so Obi-Wan's going to go to the loss pile. And once Obi-Wan goes, Chris is going to have to lose another force. He loses This Is Our Rebellion from his hand. Wayne initiates against the Blue 11 with Count Dooku and General Grievous. Plays an Imperial Command from his hand. He adds another Destiny. So he's going to have 2 Destiny here. Draws a 5 for the first one. Draws a 5 for the second one. That should get rid of both Zeb and Sabine. Chris draws a 6. However, Wayne still wins the fight. 21-11. There goes General Grievous to the loss pile. Zeb goes to the loss pile as well. Followed by Sabine. Wayne's still in his battle phase. Let's see if he's going to do anything else this turn. No, he's going to move Lord Sidious over in front of Leia, Rebel Princess. P-59 moves over as well. And Wayne will simply draw. Chris has 1 card in his hand and 11 on the table. Wayne currently sitting at 5 in hand, 15 on the table. Chris activates 6, saving 4 force. When with General Grievous going to the lost pile, that takes away 1 of the destiny that Wayne would have up in space. Chris not deploying anything, but he does initiate a fight up in space against the invisible hand. Chris going to get a Destiny to Power with Han Chewie and the Falcon V. Wayne going to get another Destiny with Newt Gunray V. And he'll play another Imperial Command to add another Destiny. Wayne using all 3 Imperial Commands this game. Chris in the chat saying, that stinks. I agree. Chris draws a 2 for his Destiny to Power, bringing his total up to 15. Draws a 6 for his Battle Destiny. That's going to crack the immunity of the Invisible Hand. He also brings his power up to 20. He also draws... Oh, he hit a 7 with his Battle Destiny. I'm sorry, because Torn Far is up there. Wayne, oof! Draws a 3, a 2, and a 3 for Battle Destiny. That's only going to be Wedge Antilles for Chris. However, Wayne has to lose 7 into attrition. There goes the Newt Gunray. There goes the Admiral Trench. And Torn Far is going to get Wedge Antilles back. Chris initiates with Ahsoka Tano. See what Wayne's going to do here. He can't swing with Kylo Ren with lightsaber as Ahsoka's immune to it. Ahsoka does have immunity of less than 5. Wayne takes the last card off of Coarse, Rough, and Irritating. Draws a 3 for Destiny to Chris. Wayne draws a 5. That's going to crack Ahsoka's immunity. The site will be clear. There goes Ahsoka. And there goes Kylo Ren. Chris still in his battle phase, thinking about what he wants to do here. Moves Leia over with the blue 11. Now, if he puts Leia on the blue 11, he will not get Battle Destiny, but she will be safe. And we have a GG from Chris. Wayne Cullen will win the Grievous's Gambit. So congrats to Wayne, our only completely undefeated player in the event. Chris saying congrats to Wayne in the chat, and that's all she wrote, everybody. Thank you all for watching. It has been a pleasure today. I hope you guys had fun watching. I had fun playing and doing commentary. Again, it's Monday at 3 p.m. Eastern. We're going to have the 2023 Retro Premier to Special Edition Finals between Timo Dussel and Joe Horby. Make sure you guys tune into that on this channel. And then, as always, on Thursday, Hollow Theater will be on. Going to try and get Wayne on to talk about his victory, both playing WAP and the Revenge of the Sith-Dooku deck. Maybe we'll have the finals of the Alderaan Regional as well between Anthony Batmouse Howard and Ryan Jelson. That'd be a fun event as well. But everybody, take care. Just enjoy the rest of your weekend, and make sure you guys play games on GIMP on Monday. Set 21 is being released. So until Monday, everybody take care. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And may the Force be with you.